We are honored to be joined by Dr. Moshe Kam, who is Dean of the Newark College of Engineering at NJIT, New Jersey Institute of Technology. Good to see you, Doctor.
Same here. Very glad to have the opportunity to talk to you.
Same here. Dr. Joel Bloom, your president, one of our longtime partners, colleagues, NJIT, one of our higher ed partners. We've talked a lot about some of these initiatives. You are more involved directly. I'm going to be specific. You've been very much involved with your colleagues in designing a prototype for a face shield for frontline healthcare workers dealing with COVID, correct?
That's correct.
Tell us about that.
Okay, so we started working on this thing as we realized that face shields will be needed. And as we examined what's available, and what's available was in most cases face shields that need to be replaced very often, and the ones that you could buy in the past in large quantities were essentially non-available. So we decided to actually shift a facility that we have, which is the Makerspace. We have a large educational facility, about 10,000 square feet, for teaching, manufacturing, and production for engineers. And we decided to convert it to a production facility for face shields. We took a group of individuals who worked with physicians in order to design a face shield that will be easy to wear, will be effective, will be washable, and you could use it for a long time. So right now we have a prototype, and in fact, we not only have a prototype, we produced it in large numbers that you can actually use 20 or 30 times before you have to discard it. And after designing it and testing it several times, we started producing it. And I can show you a prototype if you want to.
Please do.
Okay, so this is the final product. This is what you get. And as you can see, you know, of course I can wear it. And what was important in the design of this is that we made it in pieces that will be easy to manufacture and easy to assemble. So what you have here is a headband, and this is made out of injection molded, and I'll explain that. A high density, the technical name is polypropylene, but it is a type of plastic. And this we have designed and worked with CMG Plastics in Somerville, New Jersey to make. And then there is the shield itself, which is cut to shape from rolls of PET plastic. And we are doing it using computer-controlled knife. And we have done that with a manufacturer of this kind of material for food containers, named Nolo Products in Paterson, New Jersey. And then there is the strap, which is also a separate design. And then there is also a cushion that you have here for the forehead. Now, when you get the whole thing, you get it like this, semi-assembled, and all you need to do is go ahead and strap it. And we have, the challenge, of course, was how to make it. But the bottom line is this: by now, we have made about 15,000 of them, and we have distributed them all over New Jersey. And
could it be national, Doctor? Is there any reason why this should only be in New Jersey?
It's just a matter of quantities, okay? Yeah, of course, we continue. And in fact, some of them we did send to Ohio, okay? We have some organizations, some hospital chains that we work with in Ohio about this project, and also working on replacement parts for ventilators, which is also an area that we have been active on during this pandemic. And yes, we can continue essentially now for a very long time, but the current run is planned to go to 25,000, and then we'll see how the market looks, to what extent there is a need for us to continue to do it, and if necessary, we will.
Doctor, let me ask you this. The role of higher education as you're describing this, and again, we've talked to Dr. Bloom about this, he says it will never be the same. It's changing dramatically. You and your colleagues at NJIT have been involved in this for a while in terms of using 3D printers, et cetera, et cetera. Do you see in the age of COVID an institution like NJIT, other institutions of higher learning, playing a more important role than ever before in addressing a global pandemic like this and other incredibly challenging, complex challenges that we will face?
So I'll answer your question in the manner of an example.
Sure.
We needed to make them, we needed to take the pieces and put them together. And what happened was that a group of students contacted us, a group of students from NJIT's Honors College, and said, you need them assembled. We will find individuals who assemble it for you. And they went into the community, and they went to the high schools where they came from, and to the places where they live. And they actually are responsible, out of the run that we have had, to some like 8,000 of those.
So students?
Yeah, students. Basically what happened is we gave them the pieces. They brought them back assembled. We sterilized them, and then we sent them around. So this, I'm trying to answer your question by this example, but this example, I think, is identifying what is actually will be happening, I believe. We are going to have a much tighter connection to the community. We will be much more, I think, attuned to the need of the areas and the groups and the populations within which we work. And I think that our students will be much more tied to the future clients and customers than it used to be before the pandemic.
Doctor, let me do this. I have about a minute left. The throat swab, what is it and why does it matter so much?
The throat swab?
Yes.
Yeah, this is a device that is helping you to do basically analysis in order to collect material, in order to do analysis of the biological material that you are sweeping. And in fact, there was a little bit of an effort here also to make those. Though I must tell you that we found that industry was able to rise to the challenge much faster, and we actually did not. We thought we wanted to work on those areas where there was a need, and the two areas that, from our viewpoint, was a need was these shields. And the other area, as I told you, many people spoke about making new ventilators and creating ventilators, but there was a huge number of ventilators that were half functioning.
That's right.
And what we have done was to actually create pieces for them. And when you put these pieces in them, they operate. And this way, a large number, I cannot exactly estimate how many because we sent it out and we were not involved in getting into the machine, but I think probably thousands that basically—
Thousands of ventilators
probably
with these parts.
That basically did not have the right parts. And after you do that, they are functional.
Dr. Kam, I know that you and your colleagues are going to keep doing what you're doing, that higher education is going to play a more important role than ever before. Best to you and the community, the family at NJIT. And we thank you so much for joining us, Doctor.
I appreciate you giving us the opportunity to tell you about what we are doing. Thank you.
Well said. I'm Steve Adubato. Thank you so much for joining us. Stay safe, be well. We'll see you next time.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, the Russell Berry Foundation, the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, PSE&G, the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, NJM Insurance Group, Englewood Health, TD Bank, and by Eastern Atlantic States Regional Council of Carpenters. Promotional support provided by NorthJersey.com and Local IQ, part of the USA Today network, and by ROINJ.
It only gets better when we stand together to tough through and get by, even though it's harder than ever, 'cause we're gonna make it, long as we don't break it. Just do right, there's no sides, we must know